Think of someone who mattered to you 10 years ago, a friend you saw constantly, whose voice you knew by heart. Now think, when did you last think about them? You probably can't remember, because somewhere along the way, without you ever deciding to, your brain quietly let them go. And this is happening constantly to almost everyone you've ever known. You will forget nearly all of them, and one day you'll be the one who gets forgotten. Before you feel guilty about that, understand this. It isn't a character flaw. It isn't you being cold or callous. It's the way the human brain is built. Over an average lifetime, you will meet an estimated 80,000 people, 80,000 faces, names, conversations, and your brain, faced with that impossible number, does the only thing it can. It forgets almost all of them, not by accident, on purpose. Forgetting isn't a glitch in the system, it is the system. Let's start with how fast it happens, because it's faster than you think. In 1885, a German psychologist named Hermann Ebbinghaus ran a series of experiments on himself, memorizing lists and tracking how quickly he lost them. What he found became known as the forgetting curve. Within an hour, more than half of what you learn is already gone. Within a day, most of it. And the memories that survive only do so because you keep using them, keep returning to them, keep pulling them back up. A person you stop seeing is a memory you stop rehearsing, and a memory you stop rehearsing quietly begins to fade. But it's not just speed, it's space. In the 1990s, an Oxford anthropologist named Robin Dunbar found something remarkable about human relationships. Our brains can only maintain around 150 stable relationships at once. It's now called Dunbar's number, and inside that number are smaller circles. Around 15 people you'd call close friends. Around 5 you'd consider your inner core. That's it. Those are the slots. And here's the hard part. The slots don't grow. So every time a new person becomes important to you, someone else has to quietly move out to make room. Your heart isn't infinite. It's a house with a fixed number of rooms, which means the people in those rooms are always changing. A sociologist named Gerald Mollenhorst at Utrecht University studied this directly. He tracked people's closest relationships over time, and he found something that's hard to sit with. On average, you replace about half of your closest social circle every 7 years. Think about that. The people you consider your best friends right now, 7 years from now, roughly half of them will have drifted to the edges of your life, replaced by people you may not have even met yet. It won't feel like a decision. There won't be a fight or a falling out. They'll just slowly stop being in the rooms, and you'll barely notice it happening. And certain moments speed the whole thing up. You graduate, you move cities, you change jobs, or have a kid. Each of those transitions quietly empties out a whole wing of your life at once, an entire cast of people who were your daily world, gone in the space of a single season. You promise you'll keep in touch. You almost never do. You'll still recognize them, of course. Scientists estimate the average person can recognize about 5,000 faces. But recognizing a face isn't the same as holding a relationship. Most of those 5,000 people are ghosts now, a name you'd struggle to recall, a face attached to a version of your life that's already over. The co-worker you ate lunch with every day for 3 years, the friend group that felt permanent, the person you once told everything to, almost all of them are already gone from your daily mind, still alive somewhere, just no longer part of your story. Scroll far enough back in your own phone and you'll find them. Photographs of people standing right beside you, mid-laugh, clearly important to whoever you were that day, and you cannot summon their name. A party, a trip, A group of faces you were inseparable from for one specific year of your life and haven't spoken to since. They didn't do anything wrong, neither did you. The room's just quietly filled up with someone else. And here's the part almost nobody talks about. One day, this happens to you. The neuroscientist David Eagleman once wrote that we die 3 times. The first death is when your body stops working. The second is when your body is laid in the ground. But the third death, the final one, is the last moment someone somewhere says your name for the last time. After that, you're gone completely, not dead, forgotten. And for almost every human who has ever lived, that third death has already come. Billions of people, each with a whole inner world, each certain they mattered. And now not a single person alive remembers they existed. That is the quiet fate waiting for nearly all of us. It sounds unbearably bleak, but there's another way to see it, and it might be the most important thing I say. If forgetting is the default, if fading is what happens automatically, then the people who don't fade become extraordinary. The handful who stay in your rooms for decades didn't stay by accident. You chose them again and again. You called. You showed up. You kept the memory alive by refusing to stop rehearsing it. Being remembered isn't something that just happens to you. It's something 2 people build on purpose against the current of a brain designed to let go. Think about the few who have been in your rooms for 10, 20, 30 years. Every one of those is a quiet miracle of maintenance, thousands of tiny choices to reach back out instead of letting the silence win. That's what love actually is, underneath everything. It's the decision to keep someone in the room when biology would rather clear the space. So think again about that person from 10 years ago, the one whose voice you'd forgotten you knew. They didn't disappear because you stopped caring. They disappeared because life stopped putting you in the same rooms, and neither of you fought it. But the one's still with you. They're there because someone kept reaching. And the ones you're about to lose, the friend you keep meaning to text, the parent you'll call soon, the person drifting quietly toward the edge, they're not gone yet. The rooms are still full. You will forget almost everyone you've ever met, but you get to choose the few you don't. So choose them, call them, say their name while they can still hear it. Because in the end, the only thing that outlives you is the space you took up in someone else's memory, and how hard they're willing to hold on. Thanks for watching the Unspoken channel. If you enjoyed this content, feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Until next time.